Hello everyone, welcome back to another exciting episode of CSGO News. I hope you guys all enjoy. As always, let's get right into it. And first off today in huge CSGO News, we do have the youngest current professional CSGO pro player in the entire world. That is 16-year-old Twistzz for her North American TSM team. He announced late last night on live stream that he would be quitting high school to pursue full-time pro CSGO play. If you guys don't know, one of the current youngest players in the entire world for the game of CSGO. He's 16 years old. He's so young, he couldn't even play E-League with the team a couple weeks ago. They replaced him with Canadian because he did not meet the 17-year-old age requirement. He is just 16 years of age and he has quit high school as of last night to pursue full-time CSGO pro gameplay. Now, a lot of people came out, a lot of riled up fans and riled up people in general saying, why does this kid have to quit high school to pursue a video game full-time? Now, a lot of people also didn't understand, they compared him to people like Elige, current Liquid Elige, actually got his high school diploma while playing for the team, and they also compared him to Astralis' very own Kerrigan, who got his master's degree while playing with Astralis just last year. Now, this actually needs to be touched upon. I just want to come to his defense a little bit because, here in America, I don't know how it works over there in Europe or all those other countries, but here in America, high school is a very time-consuming way to go to school. It's 8-hour time blocks every single day. You can't get out of class early. You can't take lunch breaks to go practice or go scrim with your team. It's an 8-hour time block of your day every single day, and it's way more time-consuming than what I'm at right now, which is college, and that's probably 3 to 4 hours a day. So I totally understand where he's coming from. The fact that he's confident enough to go pro full-time for TSM is a bold move, a really respectful move, but it's nothing like Elige. You guys can see Liquid Elige being one of those guys who's just a stellar student, really smart, can actually pull off 6 to 8 hours a day of high school, go home and practice and be legit and just down to earth and really, focus on that pro gameplay when he needs to and also finish school. Elige is an exception to the rule. Also kind of leaked out here, guys, Kerrigan was already partially done with his master's degree. If you guys don't know how a master's degree work as well, you can basically go back to school whenever you want, finish part of your master's degree here, go back to work, finish a part of it here. You can finish it in parts. Now, high school, you can't finish high school in parts. You can't choose, I'm going to go to school for 2 hours today and I'll come back and I'll do 4 hours tomorrow. It doesn't work like that. So I totally understand where he's coming from. Either way, guys, Twistzz is going pro, one of the youngest people to announce going pro of all time CSGO. Absolutely amazing. And other CSGO news, and actually bad news coming from MoeTV, or otherwise known as MoeAssad, as many of you guys know him. Not only did he get roasted on the analyst desk just last night or a couple nights ago on E-League, but it was none other than by Thorin himself. As you guys know, they had that fight a long time ago, and Thorin dropped this subtle blow against MoeTV on live television and also on live stream. And here's what he said.
Get one just come and just
the teleprompter was turned off.
Problem is my
jokes weren't loaded in.
The last crook they had on this show, I mean, he had to be replaced.
That's a good one. That's actually a good one.
And further hinted at by Richard Lewis himself is the fact and the lack of interest in E-League actually rehiring Moe for Season 2 next year. And now many of you guys know Moe is only a temporary stand-in for the desk position anyway, as Thorin sorted out all of his visa issues after week 1. They kind of called on Moe for a temporary stand-in. And now with the whole CSGO Diamond scandal being released in the past few weeks, we were a part of that. Hurrah, hurrah. I doubt Moe or anyone should receive or actually ask him for any desk opportunities. It's not looking good for his analyst future, which is kind of sad because he had some talent. He had some good commentary abilities on that desk, but unfortunately, if you're going to go doing that to your community, the whole CSGO community that you're actually trying to commentate for, it's probably going to bite you in the butt in the meantime. So after all this time where the original fight struck out on Twitter, we're not really sure what sparked these comments from both these guys. The fight between Thorin and Moe, it seems that Thorin at the end of the fight is having the last laugh. So we're going to give the victory, guys, between the good old Thorin and Moe controversy. We're going to give the victory to Thorin. Congratulations, man. I don't have a trophy, but I have another news story next. And then some other pretty big news today. As we talked about yesterday, the ex-SK squad and the turmoil they're all going through. Apparently they are going through negotiations right now. The initial process with ROCCAT, the initial org who's actually looking at buying out that roster. If you guys don't remember though, the same org who owned the previous ENCE lineup, the ENCE lineup currently is actually that ROCCAT organization. They owned, I think it was about 4 of the ENCE lineup players before they left that organization, ROCCAT, to form ENCE with Alu from NIP. So that's the current ENCE roster right now. That was ROCCAT's own team about a year ago, so they haven't owned a team for over a year, and they're going to be picking up a very shattered ex-SK squad if they go through with this. As I said, also, they only have 2 of their original players, those players being Freeze and Madi, and they also lost Pimp, they lost Magic Boy, and then Asilian, we have no idea where he is, where he wants to play. So again, this might be a really good time for ROCCAT to come in and buy this organization or buy this team out, but it might be a really big risk as well. They'll be picking up a very shattered, a very broken team, but again, they have had success in the past, so they could make something out of this ex-SK SK squad. And also, very last in today's news, we have some big speculative news coming out today. A Brazilian website actually released news of a leaked Steam conversation between former LG and current SK player FNX, a lot of you guys know him, and another Brazilian player known as Bit1, who currently plays for a team by the name of Winout. These are both Brazilian players. They were in a Steam conversation, and apparently that conversation in that was actually involving and speaking about the buying of the SK organization by the notorious sports club Bayern Munich. If you guys don't know who Bayern Munich is, well then you're obviously not from Europe, and you're probably not from America. I don't know where you're from, because it's a huge sports, obviously a German sports organization and sports, mainly football club. I'm going to get made fun of because I just tried to say football. Frick! But it's arguably one of the richest franchises and sports organizations in the entire world, and it's been hinted that they actually were interested in buying into the esports organization and looking mainly at SK. Now, although we did have Alex Mueller, the directing manager for SK, coming out on Twitter and saying, no, this is not true, SK will remain SK, we all know how easy it is to deceive and lie on Twitter and social media for all these players who have done it in the past. Hint, hint, wink, wink. It's very easy to do so we really can't take his word for this kind of thing, but you really would like to. Although Alex Mueller says it's not possible, I don't want to take a stance on this argument, but it is a definite possibility for the situation to come arise. Both Bayern Munich is German, SK is German, they're in the same location generally. It would make sense for that to happen, and also, if they were to buy out the SK organization, it would not mean a name change for the team. They still could remain SK. A lot of people saying, no, they become like Bayern FC. They could still remain SK because the owners are changing, not the organization. So just speculation right now, guys. We're not sure where this news story will go, but it is a possibility that the actual big sports organizations in the world are trying to now get involved with esports. So a really good growing stage for esports coming out. Even if it's not true, it's still a possibility. As always, hope you guys enjoyed this episode of CSGO News. This is just one of the days where I sat down in the office and I really enjoyed looking into these stories in my free time. It was very, very fun to make this episode. I hope you guys all enjoyed. Leave a comment down below if I missed any news today or if I messed anything up. As always, live, love, laugh a lot. I'll see you guys all tomorrow and tonight with the CSGO stream. Tomorrow with the CSGO News episode. As always, you guys know I like you. Remember, you know what's coming. Goodbye!